Hey everyone, welcome back to part 2 of my Minecraft adventure with VitalBuzz. And it's the weekend, and I'm buzzing. I am really excited and enthusiastic at getting some episodes out of this map, because it's been a little while since I've done a recording through no fault of my own. But now is a perfect opportunity to get a couple of videos recorded and post them up on my channel for you guys to enjoy and watch. I am going to be explaining what we're going to be doing today, but I'm just going to wait until day comes, because it's getting dark and I have a bed. So you can see the need of sleep, lack of mobs, no trouble. Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I'm looking for. So we're just going to wait till day. I'm going to go to sleep, and then I am going to explain what is going to be happening in this video. And I've had a little think as well, brainstorming as per usual. And I've decided what I am going to be doing, certainly in the next few episodes, or for the near foreseeable future. I think the first notable change that you've seen already is this building here. This is the storage unit where I'm going to be placing all the chests and barrels so that I can neatly put away everything so it's all organised and it has its own space. Because I hate cramming things into chests and not knowing where everything is. This should be some sort of organised system, or at least I hope it's what it's going to be. So, yep, it's on 2 levels. As you can see, this is still a work in progress. Not all the roof is on, and we are secure and dry. But I thought I might as well utilise this space up here, and we could stick a few more barrels and chests up here for storing materials, etc, etc. So we'll carry on with that in just a second, but the main thing I want to talk to you guys about is going back on the first episode. I put out for you guys to come up with some suggestions on what we should do for this series, i.e. in regards to where we are going to build a house. What are we going to build, if it is a house at all? And I've had a think, and I've had a look around the landscape and this area in general in particular as well, and I've decided that yes, I do want to build a castle, and that castle is going to sit top of that mountain up there. And it's not just going to be a boring, bog standard, basic, typical, as you expect to see castle. It's going to be something spectacular. So, yeah, at some point I am going to have to build a path leading all the way up to the top. But also, if you look down here, tell you what, let's do one thing at a time. Let's climb to the top so that you can see the overall size of the peak of this mountain, and I'll be able to show you the next part after that. So we'll just dig our way up. Hopefully this will be the last time I'll have to dig up here, and the next time will be there'll be a footpath already made for us, so we don't have to keep digging up dirt blocks to get to the top. So as you can see, when we reach up here, we have got a little bit of space to work with. And there's all that area as well. So, surprisingly, it's actually quite a vast area to be working with, certainly on a project of this scale, when it comes to building castles or mansions or giant structures which require space. I think this will do very nicely, and this was one of the main sort of driving factors behind my decision on building it here, because I could have wandered off somewhere else and found a home in a different area. But when you get to the top here, and considering that we're going to be building towers and guard turrets and other tall peaks on top of this mountain, you've got a pretty good view all the way around. So you can see quite far and in the distance. Now this will be a good vantage point for deciding which way we're going to go exploring in future episodes. So that is something else that's definitely going to be on the cards. I want to do a lot of exploring, and I certainly want to build a map board somewhere and just keep posting maps up at areas and biomes that we've visited and villages and any points of interest that we come across or we want to go and explore later on in the series. But yeah, getting back to the point anyway of what I was saying earlier, that down there's the storage hut. Well, it's not a hut, it's a building. That's the hut, that's the mud hut. And that's the storage area. As you can see, we've got quite a bit of land down here that's open space. And it seems a bit of a shame to leave it like that as well. So here's my thinking. We've got a castle that we're building on top of the mountain here. We've got a storage unit down there. Why not build our own little, kind of like a medieval town? You know, why not? You know, we've got the space. There's plenty of wood around, and you know the mountains here. We're not going to be short of materials, that's for certain. So yeah, let's just make a big project of this. This can be home, and once when we've got ourselves established here, and we need to go off venturing out into the big wide world and the wilderness and go and explore other areas, why not? We can do that. Also, thinking about that as well, looking over here, I've got my church head on as well. I could build kind of like a small church that's probably connecting onto this castle. I've just got ideas flowing around my head at the moment, you know, but I kind of want to share some of these ideas with you guys so that if you have any ideas yourself, you can share them and post them up on the comments and leave me some suggestions, which would be greatly appreciated. It always is. So that is what we're going to be doing for the next few, however many episodes. So I'd say the next 20 episodes. We've got plenty of work to be getting on with, and if we do get bored in between or you want to see something different, we can always skip a few videos and go exploring out somewhere and or do something different apart from building, which, to be fair, is my main forte in Minecraft. So, speaking of building, we best get on with completing this storage unit. So, I'm going to crack on with that right now. So, I've got the wood that I need, I believe, to finish off this project. Yeah, we'll dig it all up. Because I want to keep, if I can, all this forest that surrounds us. It's kind of a nice sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? I won't say realistic feature. It's a feature of some sort. I like how the sort of forest sort of surrounds and hugs the area that we're going to be building in. It kind of gives us a little bit of protection, even though, yeah, mobs will spawn in the dark and they will come out of the forest and the woodland area. But we can always build a wall all the way around. So it's okay. You know, we've got this one pretty much covered, and we're going to be pretty safe and sound when we've got everything up and working and running and everything's in place. And yeah, I'm just thinking and making up words as I'm going along, just trying to say the right thing, which sometimes for me can be quite difficult if you haven't already realised. So yeah, I've already stated that it is the weekend and I am ready for a nice break, which I'm sure everybody else is that has a full-time job, whatever profession that they are. I have, I sort of say, not recently, it's been in the last 2 months, I have changed jobs. For those of you who have probably followed my earlier series, you'd be aware of the fact that I used to be a delivery driver, which, to be fair, I did enjoy the job. There was nothing wrong with the job in itself, because I do enjoy driving and I do enjoy travelling and seeing different places and different things. And ideally, I never like to be in the same spot at the same time if I can at all help it. But family kind of takes precedence and priority over pretty much everything. And the way my job was going, I was working long hours, pretty much 6 days a week. Well, it was 6 days a week, getting up at silly o'clock in the morning, and I was working very hard, not really spending any quality time with my family at all, because to me family is important, which I'm sure is important to everybody else. And something needed to change because I was getting tired. I needed a change. I wasn't really spending quality time with my wife and my son, so it got to the stage where something had to be done. And thankfully I was able to find another job with the help of family, of course. But I'm a lot happier where I am now. I wasn't unhappy where I was. It was just the weekends, which I didn't particularly agree with. But where I work now, the hours are much better. They're a lot more sociable, family friendly as well. And speaking of hours today, Fridays, I finish at 1:45. I start at 6 o'clock and I finish at 1:45. And I mean, you can't argue with that, can you? And then you've got the weekend to yourself. It's just a no-brainer. And the quality of life as well has dramatically improved as well. We'll have to build some ladders here so I can get up. So everything has... I did actually think about putting the ladders there, but I've changed my mind, which is why I took them up, if you were wondering what I was doing. So yeah, everything has improved dramatically. And no, I am no longer a delivery driver. I am not out driving any type of vehicle whatsoever, because yes, I can drive lorries as well. So it's a complete change of, I suppose you could say, career. And yeah, I am enjoying it. It's it does involve a lot of graft. You have to work hard, which everybody else needs to in the job, regardless of what job they have. Yeah, all I've got left to say on that is it's a big improvement, a huge improvement, and I'm a lot happier, which is the most important thing of all. So that brings you up to date with what I'm doing anyway outside of my channel, because videos have been sometimes a little few and far between, which, you know, unfortunately there's going to be times in the year where I am going to be extremely busy, and other things take priority, and the YouTube kind of needs to be put to one side, because let's be honest, it's still very much a part-time thing that I am doing. It's not really something I can say that is my full-time job, because it's still pretty much a hobby. Until, if at all ever, if it gets to the stage where I make a respectable amount of income from doing these videos on my channel, then I could probably say, yes, this is my job, this is my profession, this is what I do. But for the moment, it is pretty much as it should be, a hobby, and one that I really enjoy doing, because I do enjoy creating these videos and the content, and I like to think that, you know, I get better at doing these videos, because there are guys out there who do this on a full-time basis that are very much professional, and they know what they are doing, whereas me, it's you know, it's not going to be the best channel you're ever going to see. They're not going to be the best videos. You know, I'm not one that likes to blow my own trumpet. You know, I like to think I'm a very modest person, and I sure hope you guys, you know, can see that as well. And, you know, I'll be perfectly honest, you know, my videos, you know, I enjoy doing them, and, you know, I think they are, you know, they're okay, you know, they're not bad, you know, they're not awful, and they're certainly not good. Well, I mean good, I mean, you know, absolutely freakingly awesome good, like world-beating videos, because they're not going to be like that. But then again, it's not about trying to create better content than other people so that you can, I don't want to use the word steal because it isn't, but, you know, try and attract the most views from your viewers and get the most subscribers, because, you know, yeah, it is about growth, you know, on your channel, as well as personal growth, because I have seen myself improve my commentary, as well as, I like to think, my content as well throughout the year, because I have been doing this channel now for, yeah, just over a year now. Oh, I've just fallen off here, that's annoying. Dig that one up. So it's just been over a year, and, you know, I've learned quite a bit along the way. I'm not saying I am the finished article, because I'm far from that stage, but it's been a very enjoyable experience so far from what I've made of making these videos. And you know, there are certain aspects that I could do better and things that I should improve on. I know there's one or two series that I have got up on my channel where I've started them off and I haven't really finished them, so to speak, which I kind of need to do. It's you know, it's not a good thing when you're sort of procrastinating all the time and you can never seem to finish anything off, which, to be fair, you know, I have finished projects that I've started. I won't say I've finished all of them, because I haven't, but there are some there are some videos, series we'll call them, that I have finished and that I've enjoyed doing, and then I thought, oh, you know, I'd like to possibly do something else that's kind of similar, or roughly along the same lines of what I have been doing. For example, the how to build a grand church. That was a big project that I never thought I'd be able to complete and finish, but, you know, fair credit to me, I I managed to do it, and it has been thoroughly enjoyable. I mean, if you haven't seen those videos, I'd recommend you go and check them out. This should be fairly easy to find. I think there's about 11 parts to it altogether. I think 10 parts is the actual construction work of this big church, and then the final one's kind of like a grand tour that I did, where I just showed you around what I'd done. And then that followed on with a how to build a small church tutorial, which there is one of them up as well. And that only took me 6 parts to do, because it wasn't as big of a project as what the grand church was. And you know, they seem to be doing quite well. You know, there are people that, you know, like to build things in this game as opposed to actually play the adventure. I'd probably say I'm one of those people. I'm somebody that prefers to build things rather than play the adventure, play the game, so to speak. But you know, I didn't want to just do Minecraft videos of me building things. I want to be able to do something else, do something different at the same time, which is why I've been doing this series. Albeit, yeah, I've started again with this one, but it's okay. It's going to be fantastic when it's done. And it's going to be better than what the last one was as well, because it kind of wasn't really going anywhere. And I don't really think I knew what I was going to be doing with that series. You know, it was just sort of labouring along, so to speak. And you know, I don't want to be doing something just for the sake of it. It needed some direction, and this series there is going to be plenty of direction, because I want to be able to put out enjoyable content for you guys to see and watch and enjoy. And you know, I have a few other ideas that I've got in the pipeline that I'm going to introduce into this series as well, just to sort of spice things up a little bit for you guys. And we'll just see how the whole thing evolves from there. So yeah, I think we've just got the trimmings to do on this building here, and then I think that should be more or less everything done. I really could do again order some of these bamboo pieces so I can actually build some frames, instead of me having to sort of nerd pole my way up with pieces of dirt, which quite frankly is the way I usually build when I'm in a survival series or survival map. This is generally how I go about constructing things. I build dirt scaffolding, because as you can see here around the edges of any building, I like to create kind of like a lip. It sort of finishes everything off on the building. It looks very tidy and organised, and yeah, it just trims off everything neatly. That's what I'm looking for. It just trims everything off neatly. Yeah, that's right. I'll come back to that bit. Actually, speaking of which, we need to have a little quick peek of the time, because as much fun as we are having, or I'm having, I do need to keep tabs of the lengths of time that these videos are. So yes, it is. It's pretty much time to round things up for this video. So we'll just quickly put these pieces on here, and then that should be that. Have we got a piece of dirt? Yes, we've got plenty of pieces of dirt. We are dirt driven. There we go. We'll take a little stand back and just have a look at our work. There we are. So yeah, I'll get this finished up off camera, and then we'll have a look at doing something else in the next video. We'll get something else started off. So without much more of a delay, yeah, we'll go with that. All I have left to say is if you've enjoyed watching this part or this video, or if you've enjoyed watching the series so far, you can leave a like, which would help a lot actually. It'd go a long way. And if you want to follow the channel as well, you can subscribe to VitalBuzzSolution. I am also on Twitter and Facebook as well. Both of them are VitalBuzzSolution, so you can keep up to date with all the news, all the latest gossip, any new series, pretty much anything Vital Buzz related, it's on there. So all I have left to say to you guys is thank you again very much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon in the future. Take care and keep buzzing.